Hello, VOD. Hello, I gotta scroll up a little. Hello, Moose Doggy. Hello, Dark Magic. Isobreen, Bladguru, Scoobiac, Nuke Boy, Skybed, Hyper Glock? Hyper? Ivory Warden of Madness. There we go. Perilous Falcon, Lumina Hue. I saw you were a first time chatter, but then I had to reload the page. Dark Magic Sauce. Any Pendragon has the pre-fire on the Dinkwater. Hello, Shantylac. Hello, Donksterino, Lenny, Kate, Frozen Focus, Dusty Pirate, Ironox with the first time chat, Frog Boy, Russian. Cheers, everyone. I drink, you drink. You know the rules. Welcome back to day 23 of Superflat Survival. Last time on Superflat Survival, we set up some gambling automation, and I set up some storage for it all. Actually, we have our last thing that we got a slot in our drawer wall, which we got the last thing we got a slot in our drawer wall, which is tungsten dust, which goes right there. And yeah, this has been passively generating us a lot of very important resources. Actually, we already have 13 green sapphire, but we'll talk about that later. While these resources continue to trickle in nice and slow, we're actually going to do something different today to use our time efficiently. We are going to get into magic. And magic involves Thaumcraft, Thaumcraft is, how do I say this? All of magic in GTNH revolves around the mod Thaumcraft, which is an old mod that involves a Twilight Forest and wands and warp and crucibles and infusion. And there's so much cool stuff in this, but it's all rather confusing. But I'm going to hopefully break it down for you guys today. And we're going to walk our way through this. We've got a couple of goals, one of which is the Thirsty Tank. This thing is really nice. It generates a lot of water faster than our rain barrels can. The other one I have is the enchanting table, which we'll talk about once we get there. And then the last thing that I want to get is nugget duplication magic, which, as it sounds, is pretty fucking insane. And I'm very excited for that. So let's get started today. Let me catch up with chat real quick. Thank you for the follow, and thank you for the sub, Ironox. I appreciate you. I'm so sorry. I've been like preparing this speech in my head because I wanted to make it really easy for me to edit this episode today. And I'm very excited for Thaumcraft because you guys get to do research with me. Dude, Kate, I never grew up with Thaumcraft. I played like 1.12 packs. So we got magic. Let's see. Before we get into magic, however, I do want to hit a couple of quality of life things that I haven't gone over yet. One of which is a adventure backpack's backpack, and the other one is we need a crossbow. And so let's go gear up a little bit, and that'll make our life easier today. All right, so the first thing on our list, why does the adventure backpack look like that? That can't be right. We're gonna make a pig backpack, and then we're gonna get struck by lightning to make a zombie pig backpack. We'll do that all later. But the adventure backpack is this little thing. I think we're gonna use this recipe with the tanks here, because those are easier, and hardened leather, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but we can also do this. I think we must have enough beeswax in here. We have honeycombs at least. I can't remember if I found a solution for all this beeswax that we need. Yeah, I guess we centrifuge some combs here. And that's 1-to-1. So let's put that in our centrifuge. 9, I noticed you have the first one quest complete. Is there a way to trigger a skip for that? There is. We'll talk about that once we get to it. This is specifically the 50 Viz Wand quest, and there is a skip for that, which we will talk about. Can you renew the Discord invite? I think this should work. Here, try this one. Nice, we're getting our beeswax out. 4-to-1, and this is a, or wait a minute. Wax is a 4-to-1. We need 4 of this, so that's fine. We do need to make some tanned leather. So let's get that out of the way already because we need to sit this on a drying rack and that takes fucking forever and I hate these things. That's so unfortunate that the Discord invites are not working. I don't know why they changed. I thought I got a permanent Discord link and I guess I didn't. We also need to make some short wood sticks, which will turn into screws with my least favorite machine, the lathe. Do I even have the lathe set up? Marathon backpack. Okay, yeah, true. Oh my god, that's blindingly fast. Trying to get steel right now and gypsum as PMO. Yeah. Alright, there's some drying racks. I don't even know where we're going to put this. Maybe over there for now. We need to make some bound leather, which is string, leather, woven cotton, which is cotton and string. Luckily, I was very fortunate. I'll show you guys when I get over there, actually. My bad, I wasn't logged. Okay, alright, I thought I was going crazy here. But luckily, I prepared, and we have the corium crop, which makes the most, like, more leather than you possibly will ever need. I dare say this is more effective than just getting cows. Like, already, that's like 3 stacks of leather. The cotton plant is also really, really nice. We can just do this. And I think there's like a string plant that I had at some point. I don't know where that is. It's not one of these though. I had a string plant set up and we do have enough string, definitely enough string to do today. Yeah. Started doing Thaumcraft in my world, gonna use the stream highlights to guide all the ways I fucked up. Yeah, that's one way to do it. And yeah, we do have vegan leather with the with crops. It's pretty nice. Today's new PoE league, and I'm 3 Red Bulls deep. I was told by my older brother that I would get addicted to PoE if I tried it, and I haven't, so maybe one day. Pyro, crops give cotton. You can make a cotton crop. It's really, really good. Not to like spoil it all for you. I'm gonna make a crafting table and just put it over there. And I'll bring a chest as well, why not? How is everyone doing today, though? Been watching VODs while grinding out 4 BBFs. Oh my god, English. Glad to have finally caught a stream. Well, there you go. There's the table. Let's turn this into a station. Boat maxing. Boat league. Yeah, I'd probably like the min-maxing. I'm a big min-maxer. So let's craft... I'm gonna see if auto-crafting will just do this for me. And for some reason it's trying to pull from the inventory of the drying rack, which is pissing me off a little bit. There we go. There we go, 16 bound leather. I don't know why I made only 12 drying racks then. Probably so I'd have extra. These have to wait for about 10 minutes each, I believe. So I'm gonna let that cook, and then let's also work on our second thing of today, which is I'm gonna make a crossbow. We're gonna go after a peck today. So I'm gonna make a bunch of crossbow parts. I've like looked up on the wiki some good options for crossbows. The one thing that we're gonna want to do right off the rip is we need to get some dark steel going, and we can actually do that now. It only takes us 50 seconds for an ingot. And dark steel is electrical steel plus coal plus obsidian. So let's get that going. We also need to make some solarium today, so let's do that. I'm working on Above and Beyond, starting chapter 4 today. Gonna beat the pack this weekend. We're talking about GTNH? Damn. Steel, coal, raw silicon. Let's just make a little bit of this here. If we're already here, right? Let's say, yeah, that's 12 coal dust. 3 raw silicon. Something steel dust. We also want to make some solarium here, so I'm just gonna like craft out 16 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get some gold, which we have somewhere. Soul sand. Also we have somewhere. I'm just gonna gamble those away. Steve's carts. Bro, you gotta stop doing this to me. Silicon, steel, obsidian. Okay, we're pretty much there. I'm excited for today though. Magic is like has a lot of quality of life options that I just have been missing entirely, and I will be very excited to finally have them. Mostly like the thirsty tank is pretty huge. That thing, I need water for a lot of different things, but I hate waiting for the rain barrels to like warm up. And they're also a lot faster than rain barrels, which is great and not biome dependent. All right, last thing we need is soul sand. AT Pyro, have you actually used Steve cards for anything? Because I don't believe you. I really don't believe you. Oh, also I need to turn on my chat. What is going on? My Twitch chat is on, but it's not displaying. What's going on here? I gotta look into this real quick. Okay, it seems like Stream Elements is just tweaking the fuck out, right? Alerts and overlays. Uh-oh, they updated all their shit with like AI and stuff. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Is it back? What happened? I don't even know. Chat was there the whole time. We just hadn't chatted in long enough and it cycled off. Really? Was that quick? Sheesh. I'm still using this single block steam macerator. I feel like it's time we got like a new one eventually, but I don't know. I cannot be bothered. Let's start with just throwing everything in here. And then I think we just throw the electrical steel back in here. There we go. And also throw that there. And we can item auto output into the chest. We do need 1 dark steel and 1 solarium today. So we'll put that on circuit 1. Does that actually need Canthal? It does when I don't use oxygen. Okay, valid. I knew there was something up there. That's not right. Normally I play with Modernity and Shadow UI. I can't with Modernity because I've already ingrained all of the items in my head with the old-fashioned stuff. And if I switch to Modernity now, I would just be lost 24/7. All right, that's not too bad. I'll chuck that in there as well. And I think this would need nitrogen if I were to do it the other way. So we'll just swap this to circuit 1 right now. All right, while that's going, we need to make our bow parts out of carbon. And we can get carbon with diamond dust electrolyzed. We can get carbon by electrolyzing diamond dust into 64 carbon. And then we can take the carbon and compress it into ingots, I think. There we go. We also need to make a bunch of different forms to get our like crossbow parts. I'm not exactly sure which ones we need. We do need a crossbow limb cast, a crossbow body cast, and a tool rod cast today, I think. And then the rest of the stuff is just done in the little table. So let's get that going. I think I could just do that by crafting stone parts and then casting brass over it. Yeah. Hey Harp, cheers. The only like new gen texture that I really like is netherrack, because it no longer destroys your bitrate, which I think is pretty important. Okay, let's get some stone. The zombies are here. I like the old GTNH textures mostly. Let's chuck this in here. I think I will just extrude this. It's 200 seconds. I might as well just cast it actually while we're here. And then we need to go into this part builder. We need to make a stone tool rod. There we go. And then we need to make a stone crossbow body cast, which we don't have right now. Let's grab this table. Do we have extra of the tinker stencils? How do we make those again? Is it just string and paper? Oh man, it's been so long since I've used Tinker's Construct stuff. What is it called? I have some in a chest? Okay. Are you lying to me? I don't have the open ones. Because I need to make new stuff. You just trolled me, bro. They're called patterns? Okay. Oh. Okay, I trolled myself. Sorry, you were right. That's my bad, bro. There's one. Hello, Ghost Death with a party of 12. How are you doing, my friend? How was your stream? This part, this. Okay. We probably already have the tool rod cast. Oh, we don't actually. What else do we need? We need bowstring, thaumium tough binding, a feather, which we can do for fletching. Was good. Did some Twilight, like Twilight Forest or like Twilight the movie? All right, let's cast the brass here into that. And then we'll take the steel that's in here and cast that again. Perfect. We can take that out. We need a tool rod cast. We'll do that. And then we'll need the carbon or the crossbow limb cast. We'll need the crossbow limb cast. So we could do that as well. There we go. Anything else we need today? Let's see. Can I just do the tough rod binding? Nice. Easy. Bowstring. We also need fletching, which is that bad boy. There we go. That's pretty much everything, I think. Can you do flame string? I don't think I can get that without the nether, which I am avoiding on this playthrough. No dimensions except the overworld if I can help it. Is there a way to get that in the overworld? I was thinking about it, because it's just straight up better, right? I like the Lich. I like the Lich. I agree that the Lich is a fun boss. It's very interesting. It's got like mechanics, which I don't think many... I don't think many like Minecraft bosses really do at all. All right, that will take a couple seconds to get the crossbow limb. We've got the bowstring. We've got the tough binding. Got this. We do need a carbon tool rod for the actual bolt. Grab that. Other bosses are just spray and pray. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so I think these bolts are a little bit interesting. I think what you're supposed to do. Let me walk over here. In order to get specific bolts in GTNH, what you have to do is take a advanced or some type of fluid solidifier with your tool rod, and then you're supposed to get the molten liquid that you want to cast onto your tool head. And I think that's going 218 seconds. Okay, that's gonna go for a little bit. And then once that's done, we'll pop a feather on it. I think we'll be good. And then I'm just going to hold on to that so we can do all of that at once. Let's get our dried tanned leather. What's your playtime on that? Oh, I don't know. Where are we at today? 112 hours? Not bad. Not bad. We're at MV right now. Let's swap back to the backpack here. Twilight is not Twilight is not balanced around the existence of Tinker's crossbows. That is absolutely correct. There's no doubt in my mind that that is absolutely correct. How do we make carpet? Am I silly? Okay, we can do that. Let's make our sleeping bag, which I probably should have made a long time ago. It's just a portable sleeping thing, which is really nice. But once we make the next thing, it can actually attach to the backpack, which is nice. Let's grab a chest, put that in our assembler. There's a reward for flame string from the LV tab. Where do I get that? Process some Certus quartz. I think I probably already... Oh, did I claim that? Hold up, hold up. It looks like I did, right? So I should have it somewhere. I don't see it though. You think I threw it out? Hello, I eat paper 43. It's nice to meet you. I think on occasion when I was younger, I might have eaten paper at some point. I think everyone does, you know? You're just so bored in class that you're like, why not? Give it a try. Give it a whirl. Is that a crazy thing to say, Chad? You alone on that, dog? Thanks, Orak. I appreciate you. I know you were eating glue, bro. Okay, what's next? Grabbed all that. Iron chest is gonna go. We do need one more of these tanks, which is obsidian dust and thickened glass. I do believe we can bypass most of the annoyance here if we simply grab a chisel, chisel this into clear glass, and then craft it into thickened glass. There we go. And then let's just grab our obsidian. Crayons. My calorie tracking app for some reason just not... yeah, that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dude, when you were a kid, I mean, you would eat dirt, you know? Like kids just do that. They go outside and they do stupid shit. That's the whole point of being a kid, in my humble opinion. I'm surprised they don't have the flame string, actually. I'm very surprised about that. All right, the next thing we need to do is compress some wax. So let's grab all of this stuff and put this in the compressor. 9 Wither Witches killed. 4 of the zombie villagers I got in my GOG world. I've been here 3 hours. Can you give me a speech of motivation? Oh, that's tough. Do your best. You got this. I don't know. That's a tough one. You gotta be intrinsically motivated and a little bit autistic if you want to play GOG. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll form some wax and tanned leather into hardened leather in our forming press. Let's grab our iron chest. And I think we almost have everything. Did we grab the tank? We didn't make the tank yet, so let's grab that. You gotta have that dog in you. Do you have that dog in you? I'm just gonna throw out the extra iron rings because I'm rich like that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You do have that dog in you? Alright, you got this then. Lock the fuck in, soldier. I think that's everything. Let's grab our aluminium plate. And we're good to go. All of this stuff should lead us into making our first adventure backpack. Now, I don't know why it looks like that. It normally doesn't, but we're quickly going to get out of this, hopefully. I thought I had pork chops around, but we might need to just find some on the run here. But either way, once you put that adventure backpack on, here, actually, let me show you. You crouch and right click to get this inventory to open, and then you put it on, you click that button to shoulder the backpack. And now you have a new inventory slot. I personally do not like the look of these backpacks. So what I do is I go into mod options, adventure backpack, go to the config graphics, or maybe it's gameplay. And, no, where is it? Is it not graphics? There's a way to get rid of the actual visual backpack. Experimental world gen items. No? You'd think it was here, right? Under graphics? Dude, how did I miss that? Am I just not reading today? Okay. So you'll go to graphics and show backpack on back and turn that to false, which, you know, is a little less realistic, but you know, I don't like the look of the chunky backpack, so I like to turn that off. But now I have all this stuff. I have some fluid storage here. So I'm gonna grab some stuff that I use all the time, which is my horse, maybe some max tomatoes, an extra wrench, the lunchbox, the drawer key, the dolly, a chisel would be nice, some torches, an extra water bucket for sure. And I think the dolly can't go in here until you shift right click it and fold it up. All right, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I'm also gonna grab a wire cutter here. And is there anything else that I need to use often that I need to run back for? Maybe a crowbar. That'd be nice. I don't think there's anything else crazy. Soldering iron, I guess I can grab. Yeah, I'm so blind right now. Thank you, Mihagis. Did we get our crossbow bolt? Okay. So finally, our carbon bolt came out with a durability of 48 and a break chance of 90%. However, what we're just going to do is we're going to craft this into our bolt, and then we're going to carry around carbon ingots and this tool forge with us when we need it. But first things first, I think we got to put these together. Or is it just good as it is? Oh, here it is. There we go. Dark steel bolts. Now that's a little bit better. 235 ammo, 2.5 hearts. Huge. And then let's also grab our crossbow, which has effective durability 77. That is the lamest shit I have ever heard. But yeah, we load up the crossbow, and then you right click to shoot, and that's it. Can we pick up our bolts? Yeah, a little bit. Let's bring our tool forge with us and our carbon ingots. I think that's everything. Oh, there's one more thing. I wanted to do the solarium thing because we're off to meet a peck today, so. I guess I can put this in my backpack as well. Is that a magnetic iron crossbow body? No, that is a steel one. Do I have a round mold? Let's make a round mold. Let's see. I don't think I have moss yet. I'll have to look around, but I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Nothing to be seen. That's okay. It's 144 liters. Okay, so it's one of these. Let's head over there, solidify it into a thing. Hello, Eater Dust. How's it going? There we go. Blank cast. Flint and Steel quest? Really? That's way back there. Really? That gives me a ball of moss? Okay, I can do that. That's easy as hell at this point. So let me summarize that. We're gonna go back into the LV quest book, grab this Flint and Steel quest which gives us a ball of moss, which can auto repair our bolt, which will be really nice. Making this otherwise is a pain in the ass. So let me get two things done at once. Do we have any steel gears? Yep. All right, there's our flint and steel, which I normally carry in my backpack, but because we're never going to the nether, I don't think I need it, but you know, whatever. I'll keep it for now. Moss is hella slow. That's okay, it's passive. We have both options, right? I gotta turn up this fucking banger. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop this in here. Pop that in there. We got our round mold. Pop that in there. Big. Okay, now that we have solarium rounds, it's time to make some soul vials, which we just need a little bit of fused quartz, Certus quartz, and glass dust, which should be very easy. I think we even have glass dust on XP Craft, so we can just make a big batch of that. What the hell am I looking for? Certus quartz dust. There we go. Here's a parting gift. Cheers. That means you guys gotta drink water too. That'll make the rules. Except I actually really do make the rules. Alright, there's fused quartz coming through. Let's see if we can put our moss on that now. Did it not give us moss? Where's our moss? There we go. Okay. We will add... How do we add a modifier? Is it first diamond? I forget the modifier thing. There's like a book here that tells us, but I just don't have it on me right now. Gold block and diamond. Yeah, we can swing that. What did you use for your bolts? I have no clue. I think we used... It was dark steel. What was the tip again? I have no clue. I'll never know. Maybe it was dark steel tip on a carbon rod? I don't know. I just like looked up on the wiki a bunch of random shit and then like prayed that it works. All right, there we go. There's one extra modifier. We'll add our ball of moss, which adds a very, very slow auto repair to the bolts, which is fine. That's all we really need. Control shows a tool's parts. Okay, well, there you go. This is all I can afford right now. All right, I'm gonna recap everything real quick for the video, and then we'll set off. See if I can sleep off this storm. Okay, I can't. Okay, in order to power up, we have made a couple of things. We made dark steel bolts. We made a carbon crossbow. We made a backpack, which I can put a bunch of tools and important stuff in. And finally, we made soul vials. Soul vials are interesting because they can also nab... Soul vials are an upgrade to the golden lasso. That's what they're called, right? Soul vials are an upgrade to the golden lasso in that they can also get hostile mobs. And technically, I don't know if you guys remember this, but we were after a peck forager, which is technically a hostile mob. So today, we're going to go on the hunt for another peck forager because we finally need to start getting some magic shards to start today. And yeah, now that's why I have the crossbow as well to clear out the mobs. Hopefully this works well. I don't know. But I do feel geared to the teeth at the very least. You can put your bolts in a bobble slot? Oh my gosh. That's nice. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, I guess I should explain this another way because I didn't really go through my reasoning. So, I don't know what order I should do this in. I guess we should do this in like the sane order. Which is to get everything set up and then go for what we don't have. Because like, unless I have precognition, there's no way I should know that I need to do this stuff. All right, let's do a little more crafting and actually get into Thaumcraft first. And then I'll go after the peck after a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to edit this together, but that does make my life a little harder. Where'd I put the bolts? There we go. We're gonna need a cauldron, which I probably have somewhere. A bookshelf. Scribing tools, which is feather, ink sac. Ooh, we're low on that. And I think it's a rubber round plus a bottle for this thing. Yeah, there it is. Bottle. Rubber. Cool. Editor 9, we feel for you. Thank you. Someone's gotta. All right, let's start this off. I hope the rain fucking stops. It's raining for another 8 minutes. All right, slash weather. I'm doing it for the bitrate chat. Trust. 3 tables, that. All this prep work make me hungry. Hungry for some progression. Some streamers use a hotkey to mark the portion they want to edit in. That's an interesting idea. I mean, I like go through it anyway, and just like, I have to watch everything anyway, so it is what it is. But there's the file, scribing tools. We should probably make actually multiple of these, but I don't have any more ink sacs, so I guess we're fucked. Whatever. It is what it is. Actually, clearing rain will make it easier for me to gate, because then I don't need to think about it. Like, low genuinely. Okay. So, the first step of Thaumcraft on Superflat, as always, starts with villagers. Today I have a specific villager for you, which is the heretic villager. The heretic, is it heretic or heretic? I think it's heretic. I have the heretic villager for you today, which has a couple of interesting trades, one of which gives you a profane wand. This thing is special, but it is dangerous. This is a very quick way to get a 50 capacity wand. And if you look at the quest book for Thaumcraft, that's not very common. Your first wand has a capacity of 25. So this is a pretty nice shortcut that I would recommend most people take if you know the consequences. The consequences are, we'll talk about those in a bit. I need to grab some sticks. Heretic, yeah, makes sense. So let's quickly get one of those wands. Let's get actually as many as we can. I think that's actually, he only takes one. And what we're going to do with that is that actually unlocks a quest here to store 50 Viz 1, but we're not actually satisfied with that. We also have a scribing table and scribing tools. We'll talk about that in a sec though. I'm going to set up right over here. I guess we'll do like this. So in order to start your Thaumcraft journey, there's a bunch of different things you need to start. The first of which are these Thaumcraft tables. The first table you can do, let's see. The first thing you can do with this table is right click it with any wand and it creates the arcane work table. This thing holds Viz. This wand holds a bunch of Viz, which we use to craft arcane crafts. We can take that wand back though for now. We can also right click a cauldron with a wand to create a crucible. And in order to get this working, we need to put a heat source under it. And I'm going to use Nitor right now because it won't burn all my wood stuff. And we also need to add water to it, but we're going to use that later. The third thing we need is to get a Thaumonomicon. And if you haven't already found one of these from a village, you can right click a bookshelf with any wand and that should give you one. And this thing has everything you need to know about Thaumcraft and more, and all of the different research stuff that we need to unlock crafting. This is a very loud song. I need to like switch to like a different vibe here, but I'm not really sure because it needs to be a little arcane and interesting. The final thing you can do with these tables and with all your Thaumcraft stuff is create a set of scribing tools and place that on 2 tables. I'm going to do it like this because it places it in a way that I think makes a lot more sense with the scribing tool facing me, but that's just me. This thing is what you use to complete all type of research in Thaumcraft, and we'll talk about that in 1 second. In order to make an enchanting table in GTNH, we need to make the arcane crafting table, which we've already made. We need to, which we've already made. We need to have 45 viz of each type in our wand, and we need to have the research for the enchanting table. Now, we need to go down a long line of stuff first, but in order to get research, you go in the Thaumonomicon, you click on a node with your scribing tools and paper. God damn it. My man, a fellow inverted scribing table. All right, one more time for the video. In order to get this research, we're going to go into our Thaumonomicon with scribing tools and a piece of paper and click on any of the nodes. That will give us research notes, which we can put into this table, and we can complete a little mini game. Unfortunately for us, we only know the primal sources of aspects, or the primal... Unfortunately for us, we only know the primal aspects, which are Ordo, Terra, Aqua, Perditio, Ignis, and Air. Like the 4 elements, order, and chaos. That's pretty much it. There are hundreds... There are not hundreds. There are 69 aspects. I know, it's a funny number. And each of them are made by combining 2 aspects into a third one. So we can learn light by combining Ignis and Air into Lux. There's another way we can get these aspects, which is by scanning things. We need to get a Thaumometer, which allows us to scan items in world and gain aspects and gain a knowledge of what things are composed of. In order to get this Thaumometer, though, we need some shards, which we don't have, which is why we're setting off to get a peck today. Alright, I think I've explained everything. That's good. I hope that my video is... I'm probably just gonna have to voice over it anyway. I apologize if that was a little disjointed for you guys, because I had to go back and like say things in 1 sentence, but we're back now. Back to normal streamer mode. Ex animus, yeah, a lot of it is Latin, for sure. Maybe we get like a spiffy barrel here. I think I'll make a steel double barrel or something. I always feel a little bit bad when I like go off on a tangent for the video. So I apologize, guys, but it does really help me edit when I have it all in like complete sentences and I don't need to like fucking mince shit together. Let me think. Is there anything we need to do here before we go off and get a peck? Do what you have to do for videos. We can wait. I appreciate that. Let's put a little steel barrel here for all of our Thaumcraft related items. I guess I can chuck that in there. Paper. We'll hold on to this stuff. The carbon, the Thaumonomicon can go in there. And then let me just sort out my inventory and we'll be good to go. Are you going to give me another good trade? Let's go. Let's grab another one of these wands. And then grab this trade to refresh the wand. Master of the stream to YouTube content funnel. Hello, Flurbin. How's it going? Flurbin heard something about Thaumcraft and the Thaumonomicon, and he was summoned. That was it. It was over. How you doing, my friend? It's Thaumcrafting time. Hello, Chili Pine. How's it going? GTNH grind is good. I'm 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 fucking thriving. Let's get water in the tank and then we're good to go. We can go get our peck. I also need some dirt blocks to get the peck in like in the box. You know what I'm talking about. So what does the wand do, chat? We're gonna talk about that because we need to talk about warp after, and there's a whole list of things we need to talk about. Let's grab dirt. Can drop off. We need water as well. Drop off the stuff. I don't know why I don't just use Jimothy the horse everywhere I go. Honestly, he's kind of the move. Let's use our sleeping bag for the first time ever. If you press shift and click on that button that you use to put on your backpack, it enables the sleeping bag, which is super, super nice. Let's head over to our node. Yes, this is what the crossbow is for, because we need to get these pecs, right? And I'm gonna use the crossbow to clear out all the other stuff. Luckily, the soul vial should also help us out quite a bit here, because it'll allow us to just yoink the peck and then get out of there, which is awesome. So let's do take 2 of peck finding. Let's also do a little, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. I kind of regret this now that there's 40 trillion watermelon slimes after me. You guys can stop that, you know. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. I hate slimes still. Holy moly. Not the most efficient way to break all these walls down, but you know, it is what it is. I think I could do it better if I went from the top, but it's whatever. Doing well. Got a Power World stream planned for today. We've basically beat the game at this point, so I'm brainstorming the next Flurbin arc. Yeah, we'll be back on, I think I'll be back tomorrow on Project Singularity for the whole team up thing. So that'll be fun. Back to dodging slimes, it seems. Joy, oh joy. Alright, let's skedaddle real quick. I'll trash my inventory. We'll let the slimes despawn. I can go back at it. Hopefully with less slime. Another horse. I think we need to go pretty far in order to despawn all those slimes. Saving Private Peck. Yeah, we are just kidnapping him at the end of the day. Saving this for MB was probably the move, because I don't think I needed the Peck. I guess the lead would have been interesting, like the silver and stuff, but Dude, I'm basically like a Bed Wars pro right now. I don't know what to say. I think I think it's time to go pro. Look at me. How many clicks per minute is that? Like 5? Maybe even 6 clicks per minute. Probably really jarring to watch. Okay, I knew someone was gonna say it. I didn't think it would be you. Alright, it is time for take 2 of Saving Private Peck. Oh, hello. Basically, I'm just gonna run away from this enclosed dark box in the Magic Forest biome created by that aura node. Remember that node that we tried to use the other time? And when we come back, Pecks have a chance of spawning in darkness in the Magical Forest biome. So we're gonna come back and hopefully try to nab one of those guys out of there. It's gonna be very dangerous. There's gonna be a lot of mobs, but hopefully we can just grab one. I'm sorry, this is how you learn I'm a 6-7 enjoyer. How could you do this to me? Is your run quest book list? No, it is not. I'm using the quest book. Just dimension locked and just super flat. Oh, are you the Ben from GTNH Cord? That's funny. Okay, let's open up our box and see what we got. I'm kind of scared. Oh no, it doesn't sound good. Hello, spiders. Guess who doesn't have their crossbow in their inventory right now? Oh, I forgot that those guys reflect damage. Oh fuck, I almost killed myself there. This thing fucks though. We're cooking them. You guys see any pecks in there? It doesn't look like it actually. Maybe we need to redo. Didn't expect that. We got our peck first time last time. I probably shouldn't even bother with that, honestly. I almost just shot my horse in the butt. I added Ben Knows Best as a loading screen hint to GTNH, by the way. PR got merged. You can outrange witch spider reflect damage? Dude, I don't... Every time I go across a witch spider, I swear to God, I always shoot it in the back and it kills me. But luckily my crossbow is not that powerful, so... Let's eat a max tomato, regen all our health real quick. I feel like there's more slimes than there normally are. Am I crazy? Like, this seems like a lot of slimes. We should summon Spoody instead. I swear, he was Ivy when I started GTNH. I gated. Made a YouTube channel. Started making another gate run, and he's still IV. And still active on the Discord, which is really impressive. The smaller sample size might actually be a better idea here. We will just need to refresh it a couple of times. Let me go on my map real quick. and mark a point that's exactly 128 blocks away. That's negative 700 about. So we need to go to about negative 575. Oh, we've been going way too far then. Okay. Hello, Lost in Tokyo. How's it going? Tier 1 gift sub. Let's go. How late am I? Not too bad. Not too bad. We just, we got a crossbow, we got a backpack, and we started Thaumcraft, but we haven't gotten into the meat and potatoes yet, in my opinion. Let's go to the bed and back. I think that should be 128 blocks. Finished the big ass base on my Superflat, ready to start working on LUV stuff finally? Damn, bro. You ahead of me. To be fair, I do only play when I stream, so. It is getting nighttime. So I'm hoping for a peck very soon. Huh. Nothing. Who the fuck is hitting me with lightning? Oh, I missed. That's actually a skill issue. Okay, we need to sleep, like, really badly. Please don't slime me right now. This would be really bad. Like, actually, like... Did you see that guy just fly over my forehead as I said that? Ooh, that's a peck. I don't know what he is, but I got him. That didn't look like a peck forager. Why is there a fucking charged creeper over there? I'm so scared. Peck forager. Did we, is that it? Is that the guy? I'm so excited. Lost in Tokyo, I can show you the system. I had to get my the fuck did my axe just disappear to? Oh, fucking tool cycling. I forgot about something very important that I hate in the Adventure Backpacks mod. When you shift and scroll up, it will try to cycle tools in and out of your backpack, and I absolutely hate that. Like, I genuinely... There has not been something more disruptive of my flow than that. So you can go into gameplay, enable tool cycling false. Man, that is an annoying feature. But yeah, look, Tokyo, we've got all this stuff automated. Basically, the packager puts stuff into this chest, and then I just have a wall of conduits, and then for stuff that I don't need to keep any of, like all of these tools and netherrack dust and rotten flesh, I just have those automatically insert on black channel and then extract on white channel directly into a trash can. So we've got all of the different things we need. We've got 8 olivine already, 13 green sapphire, so we're already good on that. It makes diodes and vacuum tubes, which is awesome. We already have 655 vacuum tubes. You should add a reward for 100k channel point where a viewer can claim a reward where you go take a look at their world. I was thinking about doing a video series on that, like auditing people's AE2. I feel like that would be pretty funny. Okay, let's go see about this Peck Forager. I hope this is the guy. I'm told that if we throw emeralds at him, he will give us loot that we want. Hello. Oh, he's a Peck Mage. Does that work? Is he giving us stuff right now? I can't tell. Only Peck Mages give shards? Oh, that's awesome, because that's actually what I want right now. Do I just chuck the whole stack of emerald at him? Right click? Oh. You guys didn't tell me this whole time I've just been throwing shit at him. Alright, whatever. Ooh. Steel sword. Knowledge fragments. Holy shit, this guy's goated. Amazing Technicolor glasses. Hold up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is the business right there. Dude, I mean, Greg Tech players, look, open Greg Tech, look inside, it's all gambling. Ooh, our first shard? I need to give a little bit of background on this, actually. So, we're looking for these shards. Normally, you get the shards by mining ore in the Twilight Forest, and this is like a really easy way to get them. I would recommend you do this if you're on a actual world, when you're not on Superflat or Dimension Locked. And normally you go to the Twilight, but we are actually not doing that on this playthrough. So the only way we can get these shards right now is we have to go and grab this from the Peck Mage. There's also villagers that sell shards, which I think is nice. You can get crystal clusters from these guys? Okay. Alright, this guy's fucking goated. I love this guy. Balatro GTNH pipeline, so real. What about the Twilight Forest drops for wands? I am worried about that, but I think we can do bees in order to get those. So I think we're still in the pocket. I think we're still okay, but yeah, that's definitely something I had on my mind. Let's see if we can organize our shit real quick. Yeah, the rest of this is just emeralds and my wrench. So let's chuck all this. There we go. A music disc? Dude, this guy is fucking goated. Ooh, entropy and air shards. This is so satisfying, chat. I love gambling. Earth shard. We're almost there. I think we've collected almost all of the shards that we need. Wand of Focus. Wand Focus Peck's Curse. I don't know what that is. There's our order shard. Almost there. I think I'm just gonna trash all of the potions because they seem kind of useless. I should keep one for, I think, scanning it, but we'll be okay. Haste, repair, aquafini. I should probably keep the haste books, right? Still haven't gotten an aqua shard. He just stopped trading with me. Did I go too fast? What happened? Throw him more emeralds? Okay. More emeralds, sir. Oh, yes, we're back to gambling. That's what I like to see, my friend. That's what I fucking like to see. Dude, these guys are the best. What the hell? Focus pouch. Holy shit, wait, that's kind of goated. I didn't know you could get that from this guy. Nice. And crystal clusters, dude. I'm gonna, like, one of these days I'm gonna sit at this guy and just refresh his trades all day. He's got some good stuff for Thaumcraft. There we go. There's our water shard. That's the final elemental shard we need to do this today. Let's clear out our inventory real quick and get started. I'm gonna make sure he stays safe by yoinking him into the soul vial real quick and just placing him down there. Okay, so now we know about peck trading, chat. I actually did not know how this guy worked before, but I'm very glad we figured it out. You give him 5 trash items so he doesn't despawn. Like, just throw random shit in his inventory. You still probably want to grab a regular forager because they can get you silverwood and great wood plus ore clusters. Okay, yeah. We'll do that in a bit. So the next thing that we need to do, now that we have all of these shards, is we need to figure out the alchemical composition of everything that exists. And we're going to do that by crafting a thermometer. This thing allows us to scan items and see the breakdown of what they make. And see the breakdown of what they're made up of, which is very important. What's the recipe for this? Gold casing, diamond lens. We can do that. Block of diamond. You can give him anything with lucrum, even gold coins. I think diamonds are, or sorry, the emeralds are the easiest way to do this. Actually, we already have a diamond lens over here. Maybe I'll just yoink that real quick. Because, yeah, making diamond plates takes fucking forever. I'll just throw that in there for later, I guess. What she wants. 384 seconds. That's actually not as bad as I remembered it being, but, you know, it's not good. I didn't like Thaumcraft to begin with because it was really hard. It was really opaque. It's very hard to get into Thaumcraft if you don't know what you're doing. But now that I do, I really do like it. And I'm hoping that this video could be a good guide for people to start Thaumcraft and feel confident about it and like get the basic necessities out of it without having to learn every system. So I'm gonna try to go as light as possible until you like know, until you're there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like too many tutorials go head first and give you all the information up front, and that makes it kind of hard to parse it or like actually get into it at all. So my goal is to make this like this is the step-by-step of what you need to do to dip your toes into Thaumcraft, and then we'll learn from there. Well, I mean, that's the problem right there, Cyclone. Or Cheesecake. No one reads. I don't read. I'm not gonna read. I hate that shit. Okay, let's make our thermometer, which allows us to scan things. And let's get scanning, except we'll probably run into some issues here. The first issue is that in the bottom right, you'll see to understand this, you'll need to study man. And there's a certain way that this works. Right now, we only know the basic aspects, and we're only allowed to scan things that are combinations of the basic aspects. You'll also see that we have numbers of aspects up here. These are actually usable items. Like these have charges, and if we use them on this mini game, we don't get them back. So in order to get an income of these basic, in order to get an income of these aspects, we need to scan things and figure out what they're made of and add that to our aspect list. But for now, we need to scan things one at a time until we get up to having everything discovered. There's a list of things you need to scan. We'll talk about that in a sec. The first thing you'll want to scan is a torch, which is a combination of lux and ignis, light and fire, and you get lux. Sorry, no. Which is a combination of ignis and an air, and it gives you lux, which is light. There we go. There's a quest in here that shows you the order of which to scan everything, and we're just gonna like go through it low key. Should help us unlock all the stuff, and then we can start combining aspects by hand when we need to. I don't think we have a chicken. We gotta go grab a chicken soon. Because that's the only way we get modus, or the easiest way we get modus. The first thing it says to scan is a watering can, which gives us Victus. I think Victus is a combination of aqua plus terra. I might be wrong. We'll figure that out later. Let's see what's next. Coal. Coal has potentia in it, I believe. Yes, there we go. Potentia must be Ordo and Ignis, I think. But basically, we're learning all of these new combinations of basic aspects. There we go, Ordo plus Ignis. And we're learning new stuff. New compound aspects is what they're called. And later on, we'll be combining things into compound aspects to get GregTech specific aspects that don't exist in base Thaumcraft. But the order of these things that you scan is to slowly unlock every aspect that you need to unlock the next one. And that's why there's a specific order. At first, when I saw that, I was really confused. Like, why are we doing all this in this specific order, and why doesn't it work any other way? But this is why. It's because you need to discover the aspects before you can combine them into new ones. Let's peek our head through here. Grab glass, or grass, English. I wonder if I can scan the slime. Yeah, we can touch grass over here. That's, I don't know what that is. Nature? Oh, there's vitreous or something? I don't really remember. That also has it. Weird slimy thing. Can we scan dirt? You'll slowly start to see that we can scan more and more stuff. And when it doesn't allow us to scan stuff, it shows us what we need to do first. You need to study things that move in order to scan redstone. So let's go. I think chicken is on the list soon. Trapdoor first. We can get a trapdoor. Touching grass through a window like a real gamer. So true. Uh-oh. There we go. There's modus, which I think is like air and ordo. Yeah. Glass block. We can do that. That's vitreous. There we go. Bleached bone block. I forgot what that's for, but let's just start scanning shit. Hopefully it works. I forgot that tinker shit can be scanned. Soul sand is on the list. Hello, Arceus. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. 8 months. That is impressive. I appreciate you, my friend. What is bleached bone? Is for Mortis? I guess this is the example of the second thing you can do in order to discover these aspects. So I don't have access to bleached bone block. I don't think I do. Oh, it's just clay. I do, but I'm too lazy to make all this. So we're gonna look up Mortus. I think it's O-O-O-R? No. Where is Mortis? How do I spell that? Am I crazy? Perditio plus Victus. That gives us two U's. And I think in 2.9 you can just look up the composition of these things. You don't need to have op or anything. I think this just allows you to see this off the rip. So if you ever need something that you don't have, you can just make a combination of these. Arceus says, oh, no TTS. Oh no, I don't have TTS for bits. I'm not that bold. Chicken, soul sand, paper, rotten flesh. We could do that. Soul sand, paper. I think we have rotten flesh somewhere in here. It's like one plant that gives rotten flesh. If not, I'll just go back this way. If you open the aspect recipe window, you can click the title at the top to get the page that shows all recipes. Oh. These are the primals. Doesn't show us any of the condensed ones, just the primals, it seems. Weird. Can I scan you yet? Must study man first. Need the chicken. We gotta find a chicken right now. It's not letting us skip forward. Oh, hello. Oh, horsey. Oh, no. Studying men. Truk. I wonder if a sheep would work. You can also scan aura nodes, which normally have some aspects in them. Haunts. Pig. How dare you? I do think we need... I think we need the chicken for Volatus, so I'm gonna try to find one. Oh, there we go. Big. Egg. There we go. You can use feathers if you have those too, but no chicken. That's true. I do have feathers. Probably coulda, but you know, it's nice to follow things occasionally. I can't think of everything. Why are all these aspect names living rent-free in my head? I don't even have that much experience with Thaumcraft. It's because you have autism. It takes one to know one. Also, I have a dink water from Fabri Lucen. Cheers. I hate to diagnose you like that, but there we go. Corpus and Humanus. Let's see if there's anything else we can get. Not yet. Is Hungry Node scannable? I don't want to. I am scared of the Hungry Node. I think this gives us Vacuos, which is Perditio and Air. Might as well get that now, because I know that one. Wheat, Flint, Obsidian. That works. Messis. Flint is, what? The blue one. Perfodio? No, what is that called? Instrumentum? And where's obsidian? Do I even have obsidian on me? I know I have obsidian dust. No, that only has Perdicio. It doesn't have Tenebrae in it, which is what I'm looking for. Do I have solid obsidian? I can block mold solidify. There we go, that works. Grab 2 of those. Block mold. Please don't fluid extract my thermometer. I will cry. Let's scan the obsidian. There we go, there's Tenebrae. So the consequence of all this scanning stuff, once we get over there, one moment. So the consequence of scanning all this stuff is now we have a longer list of aspects that we've discovered that we can now use for this puzzle. There's one more thing that we're missing. I'm not remembering exactly what it is, so we need to keep scanning for a little bit, and then we can get on to things. I think it's the magic one. What is the magic one? Can I just make it? Where are the aspects? You can get that from potions. Can I scan that yet? Might as well scan all this shit too. Oh, there we go. We got it. Precantatio, I think. But it's not Precantatio. It's Precantatio plus... Potentia? No, it's Potentia and Ignis. What is that last one that I'm missing? I totally forget. It's not Aurum. It's another one of those purple ones, I feel like. Magic plus air? Oh, that's a lot of stuff right there. Yeah, now that we've like on a roll a little bit, we can just start scanning shit, and normally we have enough of the basic stuff that it's okay. Once you start getting like a good amount of stuff under your belt, it just kind of goes. I don't think it's the taint one. But isn't this satisfying, just getting all of this stuff? It's like, I kind of love it. Just like popping through, scanning everything, getting a bunch of research points for everything. We should have it at this point. Like, there's no way, right, that we don't. Do we have any other black dye? I want to make another set of scribing tools right now. Ink sac, floral black powder, or what's our other option? Black dye. Leather armor quest gives us black dye. Somehow we're out, which is kind of unfortunate. I think there's an ink sac plant. There's ink bloom at the very least. I'm surprised we're totally out though. Unlocking full chest scan is the most satisfying thing ever. I agree. I'm like trying to beeline to it so I can show it off because it's so nice. You know, I probably do have all those dyes back in the first ever village that we were in. Are we still missing it? Oh no, it was census. Okay. So now that we've discovered all of the aspects that we need to complete this Now that we've discovered all the aspects that we need to complete this mini game, it's time to get started. And the way that this works is we need to use our connections in order to finish the puzzle. Every aspect you see on the corners here at the end of the puzzle needs to be connected. And the way that we make a connection is you remember that Lux is a combination of air and ignis, which means that we can use either air or ignis to attach these two nodes together. That little zombie is annoying the fuck out of me right now. What is that? It's probably some visual bug. Forgot about you guys. Where'd the baby go? There we go. I guess I might as well scan that shit. Let's get back to it. So, I don't remember what cognitio is, but we can luckily just look this up in the aspect combination, and we see that it's ignis and spiritus. So I'm going to use ignis right here to connect cognitio, and then I'm going to use lux right in the middle to connect both of those node strings together. Let's see, what is sensus? I have a feeling that it's air. Sensus is air plus spiritus, so we can just connect this in one big go. And the last thing I know by heart, because I love this one, is air plus ordo equals modus, which means that all of these nodes are now connected, and I now have a scroll of research. That's what it is. When I right-click this, I now learn the research, and I can go into my Thaumonomicon and finally read the page and see what I have unlocked, which is... I don't know, I'm not reading all this, never mind. But we're going to go through here. Let's grab scribing tools again and our paper. And get research mastery, because that sounds like it's useful. Permutatio, we can now see what combines into what, which is nice. I think that was the last thing that we did. So permutatio is ordo. We can grab ordo, and I like to go ordo modus, but a lot of people like to go ordo instrumentum, which is a common one. I'm going to go actually scan some more shit so that way we have enough aspects to complete these. So we're just going to go on a little bit of a small scanning spree just to get things going. That's a lot of stuff right there. And I think that's the reason why most people do instrumentum and ordo, because you get a ton of instrumentum from scanning GregTech machines and a ton of ordo as well. Like, look at that. That's satisfying, right? Chest is vacuous, that one I know. I learned something by scanning the EFR loom. That's funny. Yeah, this is some good ASMR right here. Oh my gosh. I think there's a machine in here. Let's grab the laser engraver. Okay, I think that should be enough stuff to get us started at least. it's not too bad. As you can see, I mean, I'll show you in the table, we've gained probably so many research points that we can use. Yeah, a little scanning spree will do you good. And as you can see, scanning GregTech machines gives you a ton of ordo and instrumentum, which is why it's a very popular way to just chain your way around the map. That's like a very common thing to do. I'm gonna do, whoops, air into modus. Can do air modus here. And then somehow we need to get from fire to instrumentum. Or at least from cognitio to instrumentum. I think I'm gonna go ignis lux here, and that should complete everything. So there's research mastery. And if you hear that kind of foreboding sounding sound, that is me getting warp, and we will need to talk about that in a little bit. Just know that there are some things that you can do that give you insanity in this game that you cannot erase by normal means. You need to do some special things to erase your sanity. To erase your sanity? To erase your insanity. I think if we go to the deconstruction table and like go down this line, we can get a research that allows us to scan entire chests, which I think is awesome. So let's just do that off the rip. I'm gonna go air modus ordo. Fames is probably vacuous, then air, then modus. There we go. Lucrum, we can go humanus to instrumentum. Is there a cheaper way to get out of lucrum, though? Not really. I guess I could go fames vacuous. It's not bad. And then aurum, I'll just go this and then another modus. Chuck it down. Deconstruction table is learned. There we go. Container scanning, which is down right here. You'll want to get this as soon as possible because then you can scan a chest and get everything in it. Like it'll scan all the aspects of all the items within the chest, which is kind of insane. Does Iron Tank need iron glass in order to work for him? No, I don't think so. But it's cheaper. It's nice. This just makes me think of that Nether GOG run where they had to warp themselves with warp skeletons to get mushroom warp effect for saplings. That's awesome. I had no clue about that. That's a really cool piece of tech right there. All right, so for long stretches, what I like to do is you can hold down left click on something and then just right click. And that allows you to do a big chain of stuff. I recommend learning how to do that. It'll speed up your research times a lot, and there's a lot of research in this game. Like, a ridiculous amount. Like, perhaps way too much research. Okay, so now we have container scanning, and it's time to do the rest of our goal today. Which is to... Or I guess it's time to scan the rest of our aspects that we need today. Which is... We're just gonna go around and scan everything that's in my chests. Like, look at that. That's a lot of stuff right there, right? Holy moly. Inventory scanning is so good. Hello, John. How's it going? Yeah, that's very helpful and very satisfying as well. I'm gonna rescan a couple of these just to check that we didn't need to learn anything. Okay. And I'm gonna scan a couple more inventories here. Been better. There's some awfulness with life and wildfires. I'm sorry about that, my friend. Yeah, I heard Canada's getting some wildfires up there. Stay safe, my friend. I think that's all the aspects we're going to need for a little bit. I should probably plant that ink bloom plant right now. What tier is that? Tier 4. Easy. And that just needs dirt. Let's grab a little crop of that and just set it down right next to all this. How are things with you? I just killed my Lich in hardcore run. Let's go. Stole all of his bones. Things are going great. I'm doing magic. This is our first day of magic in Superflat. We set up automated gambling the other day. Life is good. I'm excited. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't really matter to water it. Hardcore GTNH, monumental aura. Exactly. Okay, so I think we still are missing some stuff that we can get by just combining aspects on the table. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 5, 6, 7. Don't fucking say it, chat. 7 times 4 is what? 28? 29, 30. Then we've got 4 times 5 is 21 over here. So we've got 51 out of 69 aspects. We are missing a couple of things that I can't really... I don't know if I know off the top of my head. I think there's like one more Lucrum one. Maybe it's Perfodio and Lucrum gives Nebrism? 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 I don't even know. I think Superbia plus something gives Nvidia. I forgot what that is. But I'm not remembering. Surprised Nvidia is not showing up. I guess the compound, like the super compound aspects do not show up. But I think we should be good for most research that we need. Research duplication is useless. We can finally get the research for the brewing stand, which might be really nice, actually. I think I'll leave that for when I actually need to get the brewer, when we need some more lubricant later. So that way I can show why having Thaumcraft is important, and I can do it all in one cut. So we'll leave that one. We might as well research niter and shit. We can't really progress through the quest book because, well, we can. We're missing this, though, which I guess is not that useful. Let's grab this cauldron real quick. There we go. That's a quest. The table we can grab, which is another quest. There we go. We have thaumium from actual villager trading, so we can grab that as well. Invidium. Yeah, I don't think it shows up in NEI. It's just the basic ones. So we'll grab thaumium. There we go. We can grab alumentum. All of this is from villager trading, by the way, which is why I totally recommend villager trading even in a normal world, because this shit is strong. Aren't you the guy that did the OST for GTNH? I am, in fact, the guy that did the OST for GTNH. Yeah, it still doesn't show up. I have a question right now. Some of you more knowledgeable magic users will know. Is it worth it to gamble these magic novice loot bags? Or should we just wait and like combine them up perhaps into higher level magic loot bags for later? My gut is telling me that there's going to be something that we're going to be like stopped on that we genuinely are going to need to gamble on. So I think we're going to keep all loot bags and just pray to hell that we don't need them. If you get the stone, it's a pretty good infusion skip, like the Matrix. Because I think we can already make that if we get enough warp. I'm gonna hold on to all that stuff. Spawn wolf, interesting. Is there any quest that we can just knock out right now? Okay, we should get the enchanting table research today. That should be good. And then eventually we can get a healing axe, which that would be fucking amazing. I'm so excited for that. I guess we should just bring this shit over to our perch over there. Let's see, is there anything like super useful that we should bring over? Salus Mundus, probably knowledge fragments. Arcane litmus paper, definitely need that. Do not right click with alumentum in your hand. Do not do it. I did that once. It's not good. It's not a good thing to happen. I don't have any bottles on me. Hold up. It's time to start drinking, chat. Am I the only person in H that doesn't use a healing axe? No. But I just like it. I think it's good. Saves some viewer time, which I think is important because I hate like pausing, so that way I have to go walk over slowly with 0 health bars to go eat something, and then I have to like pause my flow in stream. I hate that. Come on, what is going on? What am I doing? Is it feather that we're missing? Yeah, that's what it is. Carry food, question mark? Yeah, but then I need to let go of my very precious inventory space, and that can't be done. We can't be doing that. All right, there's a couple of scribing tools for the road. Let's go do a couple of researches right now. We gotta grab alumentum and night ore to get the enchanting table research, I think. Let's see how fast we can knock these out. Vacuous is air. We can Lux connect that and probably Lux connect this as well. Big. Cat tax. Cat tax. Ah. What does Newton have to say? What do you think? What do you think about all this magic stuff, buddy? Are you used to this now? You're not really putting up a fight anymore. It's like he doesn't care. He's just like, he's kind of chill with it. The more I torture him, the more he likes it. This is perfect. Oh, that was a nice research. Look at that. Charcoal transmutation. So what are we missing for enchanting table research then? New Thaumic Horizons. There we go. Enchanting table. Let's get all the... Grab that. I think Fabrico, we go Instrumentum. Cognitio, we can go Ignis to Tellum to Instrumentum. And then we can just yoink, yoink. Yoink. Not my best work, but it works. And there's our enchanting table. So, I mean, technically we could make this. We would just need to incur warp from the warp gods. I mean, I didn't expect to be able to make this today, but why not, actually? Let's fucking do it. Let's just, I'm gonna pattern this out right now. We have alumentum, red carpet. Now that's a new one. Is it temp warp from the wand? I actually don't remember. Either way, I do need 50 warp in order to get something that I'm looking for. So we're just gonna tempt the gods today. I think Profane 1 quest skip was removed in newer versions. The quest skip isn't really doing much for me anyway. I don't know why they would remove that. I don't really know the reason, but it's not helping me for now, at least. Oh no, we need diamond block notches. The fuck is this? A micro block saw moment. Let's see if we have any diamonds. What the fuck? I don't have to drag every single essence. Well, I hate my world now. Dude, someone showed me that. I was like, wow, this is gonna speed up my life by a very large margin here. Let's put the diamond plates back. Did they remove the trade too, or just the quest trigger? If they remove the trade, I might actually get pissed off. Because that's just annoying of them. There's a clear reward for taking on as much warp as fucking possible, which is not like a safe thing to do, mind you. Let's see, is there a good forge microblock saw we can get? Yeah. Forge microblock these nuts. I'm sorry. There we go. There's our diamond notches. I'll keep the microblock saw. Why not? I don't remember hearing anything about them having ideas to remove that, so that just might be misinformation. I'm not quite sure though. They did remove the one ring, which is kind of sad. I like that thing. I don't have too much attachment to it, but I do think that it was an interesting... I do think though that it would just like, for new players, if they used it, they would be invincible. They would skip all the GTNH content, and then they would have a bunch of warp, and then their world wouldn't be playable anymore. But it's like, it is what it is. So, we now have all the stuff we need to get this enchantment table going. Let's grab Nitor and Alumentum that we've gotten from trading. And as you can see, we can't do this until we put a wand into the crafting table. And there's a cost for this, which is 49.5 Viz. Now, the Viz is the usable energy that is stored in a wand. And when we do this craft, it's going to take that energy out of the wand. There's an issue with the profane wand, which is that every time you put it back in your inventory, it charges back up at the cost of warp. Enchanting table. But we need to talk about warp right now, because warp is really a very important part of Thaumcraft. It is an insanity mechanic you get from learning too much. There are, let's see. There are ways to manage warp later on. We don't really have access to many of them, but you can use an arcane litmus paper to check how much warp you have. I have 1 permanent warp, 6 normal warp, and 0 temporary warp. There's a list in the game of things that happen when you have different warp effects. Let's see, I think it's in warp warnings right here. It's as little as like you get a random message sometimes, you get the sound of a fake explosion, it drops a coin or a pumpkin or eggs at your feet, all the way up to, at 200 warp, you have the chance to randomly spawn a wither, which, that's not good. That is really not good. We want to get up to 50 warp to get insomnia, which spawns a specific mob that we're going to need later. It didn't fill the Perditio? I don't know. Maybe it didn't. That is weird. But there's our enchanting table. That's nice. We could at least put that away for later. All right, our next goal today is just to get nugget duplication, I think. Let's see, let's talk about, let's look at our, oh my god, English. Let's look at our clipboard. And we've done peck trading. We've got a crossbow and a backpack. We've gone over the basics of Thaumcraft, getting the thermometer and explaining aspects. We've done our tables. We got warp done. We got our enchanting table. So our two more goals of today are getting a thirsty tank and nugget duping. Let's go get that going. Looks like it's out of contract. I didn't realize that that's how that worked. Oh, interesting. So we'll just go get a new one afterward. There's a way around these ones, which is just to throw them out. Instead of like directly from the table, you just press Q and then you like burn it or something. And then you never have to take the warp, but don't tell anyone I said that. There we go. Okay, let's think. Where is the research that we're looking for? Hello, Orange. Did you do something special to avoid villagers dying to entity cramming? Yeah, I did notice that when water is flowing, it starts cramming the villagers. If you turn off the water every once in a while, they go back up to a high population. So it's just, I don't know, it's weird. They changed something recently. Where is the... I guess we could just look this up. So we want the thirsty tank from Automagi, which means we need to do a little bit of research first. It's telling me the parent research is greedy chest. So let's go grab all of this stuff. Automagi, grab here. I don't see where greedy chest is, honestly. That looks right though. Maybe we need red crystal. Parent recipe, oh, Golemancy hungry chest. There we go. So let's go get this done. Fames is another vacuos. Iter is modus, right? And I guess we could just chuck in anything here. Let's go back to Automagi. Greedy chest is next. Let's do this. I love modus. Now, is there anything that connects modus and lucrum directly? I guess I could do fames then vacuos to connect it here. Oh, I should really get thirsty tanks. Auto pickup to modded networks. Wait, whoa. Auto pickup to modded networks backpack is also possible. I don't know what that means. And there's our thirsty tank research. Let's see what this is. It's a little bigger. I think we're gonna go... I never know how to get out of Aqua. I feel like Aqua is always so awkward, no pun intended. I think what I normally do is Victus, Terra, Vitreous, then Ordo. Which is kind of a pain in the ass, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Now that is messy up there. Gross. Not my best work. Fames, I guess we'll just do... Victus Terra? There we go. Ugh, not my best work. Now we finally have research for the thirsty tank, I think. We do need some arcane stone bricks, which we can make. Let's make a bunch of these tanks here. I kind of want to make 8 tanks, if that's not crazy. Oh, but we don't have the shards we need. think we need to gamble with our Peck Forager friend again. Mmm. Mmm. I love this guy. Ooh, a little water crystal cluster. Don't mind if I do. I guess I could put this here and that there. There we go. Hmm. Get a load of this guy. Oh, uh-oh. That was close. I think I only have enough. I genuinely will need to grind out water shards on our own time. I think in the meantime, let's just make one thirsty tank so I can show you what it does. Yeah, these clusters are amazing. I'm gonna have to keep this guy around because he's fucking so helpful. These crystal cluster like recipes are very expensive and they use Viz, which is really annoying. Shard duplication goes a long way, especially with Rosa Mysteria. I heard good things about that. I guess I can grab that today as well, depending on where that is. Let's see, what else do we need? We need some stone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stone. A crystal cluster of any kind. An avarice pearl, which we have the recipe for. We do need some lucrum. I guess we can get that from some gold, though, which is pretty cheap. 1, 2, 3 should be enough. Rosa Mysteria allows Mundus duping for balanced shards. Duct was telling me about Rosa Mysteria. I'm not exactly sure if I understand it yet, but I will figure it out at some point. Okay, so the first recipe for this that we need to do is arcane stone brick, which we can use any crystal cluster for. I have some from Peck Trading. Let's see which one I have the most of. Let's go order. Why not? There's that. And then in order to make this, we need an avarice pearl. And this is going to be a new thing. We need to use our crucible in order to make this. So the recipe says 1 ender pearl and 5 lucrum equals an avarice pearl. Now, what does that mean? Let's get an ender pearl is what that means, first of all. Also, maybe put a lid on the crucible. Yeah, we can do that today. I got the microblock saw. We'll do that right after. I want to introduce the idea of flux first before we totally negate it. There we go. Let's grab half of those. I guess emeralds would be a good source of lucrum right there. That is 5. So let's add water to our crucible. It does need to boil, so we need to wait until that nitor heats it up, I think. And then when it does, there we go. Ouch. When it starts to bubble, we can throw in. An emerald contains 5 lucrum, which is what we need to make this avarice pearl. So when we throw in this emerald, it'll deconstruct the emerald into the 5 lucrum. And then when we throw this pearl in, it'll make us the avarice pearl, which is interesting. So it's a new way to craft things, and it's very interesting and unique. and very weird. So we'll talk about that more as we use it. But let's make this thirsty tank huge. I love this thing. I don't know where exactly where I'm gonna put it. Maybe right here. Hello, that Ling. How's it going? There's research locked behind breaking an Avarice Pearl by throwing it at items on the ground a bunch. I do remember that for some reason. We can do that later. Unless we... do you think we need it for today, which is just nugget duplication and maybe shard duplication? So the thirsty tank will pull from a nearby water source and actually start creating water out of nothing, which is one of the first sources we have in GTNH that creates water out of like basically nothing. And it's much faster than those rain barrels. So I'm going to have this around just to put in our crucible. And you can see already there's a new mechanic we got to learn. This is flux. This is what happens when a crucible off-gasses the excess aspects from a craft. So if you look at these emeralds, they also have 4 vitreous in them, which we didn't use. And as a consequence, it's trying to make that vitreous into flux, which will float up into the atmosphere and cause us some problems. One thing we can do to limit that right off the rip is make some micro blocks, which is a little cheesy, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Ouch. We're going to put microblocks around the outside of this, like entirely. Even the things adjacent to it will get the microblock treatment. And I even think the corners need microblocks as well, which is a little funny, but... Thank you for the sub. Tier 1 sub, Vatling. I appreciate you. How's it going today? Now, I know it's a little bit cheesy, but this should stop all flux from spawning out of a cauldron, which, you know, it is what it is. I like this because I don't really like dealing with flux mechanics at all, so it just makes my life a little bit easier. Been loving the Superflat series so far. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Let's put some stuff back here. I guess I'll keep the lucrum, keep the planks. Can trade in the emeralds. I'm going to be doing a lot of that peck trading offline because I think that's a very lucrative thing to do right now. Excited for that. That guy's it's got a wonderful UI with dice in it. Like, how did they know we liked gambling so much? Thaumcraft was ahead of its time. Okay, does anyone know where shard duplication is? Is it in alchemy, I would assume? Let's look at Earth Shard here. Thaumic bases, entropy manufacturing mastered. That's not right. It's this. Thaumic horizons, shard transmutation. Thaumic horizons. There we go. Whoa. That's a funny one. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. What's Ordo plus Perditio again? It's not Gellum. Permutatio? What is permutatio? Oh, yeah, right there. That's fun. I think this is supposed to go around in a circle, but I'm not entirely sure here. There must be like a cheap way to go around, but I'm not sure if I can figure it all out. I might as well just go with the easy stuff that I know. Just be a little inefficient about it. How are we getting from Terra Well, we can do Victus right there. What is... There's no Ignis and Aqua combo, I don't think, right? Those are just opposites. Technically, you don't need to complete the circle. No, yeah, I don't need to. But I feel like it would be better, you know? Ooh. Ignis and Ordo is Potentia. Does this connect the two? No. Whatever, I'm going the long way. Peanut butter jelly the long way. Shard transmutation. What did you guys say about Rosa Mysteria? Aurelia, crystal cluster blocks, Thaumic bases. Dude, these slimes genuinely are gonna be the end of me. I hear them sliming around. It's actually ruining my mental. Okay, wait a minute. Where are we going here? Aurelia. Thalmic nature. Oh, there we go. Found it. Messis. Let's take a Herba. We can double that and just Herba it up there. Easy money. Metalite Plaques Aurelia. Aurum, I'm assuming is the reference there. Victus will go... Terra Vitreous Ordo. Oh, a little bit of warp there. Yeah, I guess I could sound muffler them. And Primal Shrooms. We should get that. I'm not seeing Rosa Mysteria yet, though. Crystal Cluster Blocks. Thaumic bases Alchemy Restoration. I know a lot of people don't like these Thaumcraft research mini games. I know people don't like these, but I actually really enjoy them to a point. The issue is that there are literally hundreds of these that you have to do to get full completion on Thaumcraft, and after a while it's just like it's actually a chore. It's just brain destroying at a certain point, which is an interesting like place to be. I've done all the research before. It's just not that fun. Victus to Terra to Vitreous to another Ordo. Got Primal Shrooms, Crystal Cluster. Hello, Nekoza. How's it going? Ah, this is fun. I don't know the answers to these. I think Gellum is not here. What is there an Ignis and Terra combination? Do these exist? I actually know that air and water exist to create Tempestus. That one I know. This is Potentia. That's Vacuous. This is Permutatio. And that's vitreous. So I guess it all does exist. There we go. Rosa Mysteria. Humanus. How are we going to get that to Ordo? I guess Ignis and then Potentia? There we go. I'm probably not going to make a Rosa Mysteria today, but we'll see. Don't get me started on what's needed to unlock Kami. Yeah, I did one of those streams, I think one day, way back in my first Stargate world, I did a 2-3 hour stream where all I did was just research for 2 or 3 hours, and I was just, at the end of it, I was like actually tweaking out. It was ridiculous. Is there an auto researcher? There is, but I am definitely not technologically advanced enough to make it. That is for sure. I'm chilling. I've been getting into GTNH through your channel and Project Singularity. Might have to start playing soon. That's lovely. I hope you do. And thank you for popping by today and saying hello. I really appreciate that. All right, let's get to our last goal of today, which I actually want to start doing if we can. There's a recipe for a lot of different things. And I've seen on our horizon that in order to, let's start from the beginning. In order to make stainless steel to continue our playthrough, we're going to need a lot of manganese. And the way that I think we're going to get a lot of our manganese is by doing something a little bit interesting. We're going to get manganese nuggets and do something called nugget duping, which is 1 nugget to 3 using some type of aspect that you throw in your cauldron, and you need some research for it. There's a bunch of nuggets that have duplication recipes, including stuff like antimony, which I desperately need in order to make more batteries. We definitely need to unlock antimony, manganese, and there's a couple of other ones like copper and gallium and other stuff, but we need to look into alchemy today. And I think the first thing actually, I think I remember this from Project Singularity. The first thing we need to go is to witchery somewhere, I think, or like, where is it? Thalmic bases, no. Apimancy, no. Artifice? Alchemy? Maybe we do need charcoal transmutation. I don't remember the way we get to this, honestly. Let's take a look. Alchemy, zinc, and lead transmutation. We can go back to the start, which is... there's definitely like this. Alchemy, magical metallurgy. Maybe let's just grab these transmutation ones because it seems like we're in the right spot here, but maybe we just don't have all of the requisite stuff we need. You've run out of ink. This is why we have this ink bloom. Perfect. Might as well power you up while I'm here. Permutatio. Oh, it's this Victus bullshit again. Victus, Terra, Vitreous, Ordo. Got it. You need to unlock the thaumium research first to grab metal. Oh, there it is. Magical metallurgy. Perfect. Thank you. That makes sense. How are we going to get... I guess we go metallum to Vitreous to Ordo, and then there's a connection between Praecantatio and Ordo, which is Potentia. Once you get good at these, once you start remembering where everything connects, it becomes a really fun puzzle of just like speedrunning as quick as possible to get everything you can. We might as well grab both of these, because why not? Oops. There's that, and that. Good. I might as well read this one because I think it's important. Yeah, look at this. All of these transmutable nuggets suddenly unlock. So you've discovered a way to multiply iron by steeping iron nuggets in metallum harvested from other metals. And this is going to apply to all of these transmutation recipes, which we are just going to grab them. Speedrunning as fast as possible is a funny sentence. Dude, I'm streamer brain right now. It's been 2.5 hours. Hello, Dr. Phineas. There is still nugget duping. And I think there should still be. I genuinely think that is an interesting mechanic because you're not actually like duplicating this stuff from nothing. You're using different sources of metal to transmute it into another source of metal, which I think is interesting. That's not a connection. What am I doing? Grab, grab, grab. How do we get out of Lucrum again? Do we have to use Humanus? I feel like that's our best bet. Because we just go Humanus straight to Instrumentum. That's just going to be messy. Now that we've busted the brakes off, we're flying. We're flying. That. Perfect. Grab that, and then that. Beautiful. This should unlock some new transmutation recipes. These are the juicy ones. We got zinc, which is nice, but these aren't even the good ones. There's steel as well, which is kind of nice. Duct uses steel all the time, I think. I don't like that method as much because I find it more annoying than other sources of steel, but it does exist if you ever wanted to get steel in a different way. Duplication perfection research in witching gadgets mostly just covers the remaining metals you don't get from this chain in the alchemy tab. Okay, yeah. I knew there was something in witching, and we'll grab that after. Thank you for reminding me. It's very helpful. Why did the top three have blue glowing orbs in the top left? I actually don't know why. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Maybe it's because... Yeah, actually, I have no clue. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Anyone know? Any knowers? Whoops. Sano. Yoink, 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 yoink. Vitreous. So as you can see, like, this is the meta, which is just make everything with Instrumentum and Ordo early on. And then later on, you can get Modus when you need more. I think Modus is a better source of connecting with Ordo because you can make it from air in Ordo. And later on, most of your aspects aren't going to be got from scanning things, but just from like raw eating knowledge shards over here. Knowledge fragments give you the primal aspects. So it is what it is. Ah, that's our first warp effect. Strange whispers reveal secrets to you. Holy transmutation. Oh my god. Well, we have antimony now, which is nice. We got a lot to do. That Lucrum goes to Humanus. How are we getting Aqua? Oh, I hate this. Vitreous into Terra into Victus. No. Victus into Terra into Vitreous. That's the one. You can put down crystal clusters all around the research table and make all primal aspects refill faster? If I remember correctly. Wait, what? Wait, can anyone confirm or deny that that's a real thing? I have never heard that in my entire Thaumcraft career. I can't tell if that's real or not. That's what the glow means? Huh. I'm not 100% on board with that yet. But if I see some other people say that that's true, then I believe you. Alright, let's think. Gellum is... We could do Potentia here. Oh, whoops. Alright, here's a little satisfying. 6 nugget researches. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Huh. There's more. Battery alloy. That's nice. Soldering alloy. Bismuth. How'd you drag and hold? You hold with left click and then you right click while you're holding with left click. That's the method that I use to do this. Advanced metallurgic transmutation. I don't know what this is, but we'll probably need it. Oh, Jesus. Hello. So that's a new one. That's Magneto, which we can just go Vitreous and Ordo. This one's Neburism, which I do remember. I think we get out of this using Perfodio into Humanus into Instrumentum. And then the rest of these should be pretty easy. What does this do? Oh, aluminum transmutation? What the fuck? Dude, this is awesome. Bookcases will also refill. Whoa. I did not know that. The light means you have a free point. Clusters and other blocks and bookshelves can give aspects but take forever to recharge. I guess I could put a couple of clusters down. It kind of scares me though, because I kind of need them. I can just scan shit. I've never had that issue, I don't think. So what do we want to do, chat? Should I grab more of these nugget dupes? I guess we should show off a nugget dupe in practice. Perhaps, so that way I don't bore the shit out of you guys. One thing I want to do is an antimony dupe or a battery alloy dupe, which requires metallum, aqua, and ordo. The first thing I want to do is, can we make the goggles that allow us to see what's in the crucible? There's a certain set of goggles. Novice thaumaturgy. You guys know what I'm talking about? That should be in the quest book, right? Goggles of the revealing. 2 thermometers. What do I look like, rich? Okay, maybe we're not nugget duping today. I guess I could do it by vibes. My question is though, what are we going to use as a source of aqua? So let me bookmark this. For battery alloy, we need metallum, aqua, and ordo. I remember iron nuggets, when you cut them down with a crafting table. Where's the normal iron nugget? There we go. With this recipe, I think iron nuggets give you ordo and metallum. Fresh water from Pam's. That's a good one. It's snowing and thundering, apparently. It's getting pretty intense out here. I think the first thing we should do is probably yoink our batteries, at least like one of them. And how do we get... We have to extract them with a regular extractor into the battery hull. Haven't done this in a while. Iron rounds is what you want, since nuggets will just dupe themselves. Yeah, it's rounds. That's what it is. Oh, magic. You're so quirky and weird. All right, there's our battery hull. So in order to get battery alloy out of this, we can just smelt this back into an ingot, and then we can use that to get some nuggets, which we're going to duplicate. We do need a source of aqua, ordo, and metallum. And we found them with iron rounds, which should give us ordo and metallum. And aqua will get from Pam's Harvest Craft water, which I can just make right now. I think it's just this craft. And we can scan that. Yeah, that's a good source of water right there. Let's smelt this bad boy down. Fluid extractor into... I don't know if I have a nugget mold, do I? Ah, there it is. Round mold would be ideal? Yeah, I could. I do have it. We'll do both at the same time, but the solidification of iron rounds is really slow, I feel like. I feel like I remember that. It was just easier to waste iron. This one is used for a lot of stuff, so I might as well just go out, make a lot of them. Oh. Let's just grab some the quick way. What's the ratio that we need as well? We'll see, I guess. All right, let's see. This is 3-to-1 on metallum to ordo, and there's a lot of random bullshit that comes with it. So how are we going to do this? We need... For every 1 iron round... Actually, we need 2 iron rounds and 1 fresh water for every nugget duplication. Let's do a lot of this. It's 2-to-1. So we need 48 fresh water. Just gonna grab a couple of buckets from here, make my life a little easier. Can I just throw this all in the cauldron like normal? I thought they nerfed... Maybe they nerfed the speed at which aspects dissolve or something. I feel like I remember that. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that my inventory is not at risk because this shit can get a little bit scary here. We're gonna throw in our fresh water and our iron rounds. We need a 2-to-1 on the iron rounds to water. And hopefully, when I just throw all this shit in, Oh yeah, it's duplicating. And then we just stopped because, oh, we ran out of water. That's embarrassing. So we need to find a way to get water in here really quickly. Otherwise, I think it just voids all our shit. Or actually, does it keep it? I can't tell. I think it voids all of our aspects. Okay. Okay. But here's 45 battery alloy ingots. That's not that bad. We could definitely get a pump or some type of, I think, translocator. A fluid translocator might be the play here. That might be the fastest way to get water in. Out of hammers. How did that happen? Red alloy plates are annoying as fuck. One, two. But yeah, I guess we did get our goal of today, which was to get a couple more battery alloy nuggets. That's what, 9 ingots worth? It's enough to get started. If we needed MV batteries anytime soon, which I don't know if we do. Glyph of the bovine. Straight up milking it. Debra, I do think we are actually wrapping up today. Sorry to say. It's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, we have had a long stream today. Anything else that I need to get off the checklist? I think we're good. We've got nugget duping. We've got the enchanting table. We've got thirsty tank. I genuinely think we actually got to all of our goals today, which is fantastic. And gave like a really good introduction to magic, which was my other goal. How many olivine has the scrap box collected? We can check. That's a great question. It's fine. It's not like I came here to glaze my favorite Minecraft mod. Hmm. One must imagine Deborah happy. All right, I think what we can do is pop in here, get rid of these two things, grab this here, do that, and then, oh yeah, that's filling up. I think we might still want to use the glowstone upgrade. I don't really know how that works on something like this. I don't know if I want to activate the division sigil today. I think that might be an endeavor for another day. We've done a lot of good stuff today. So I think we should just call it on a lot of progress and leave healing axe for next time. Hey, Waverly. What's poppin', girl? That wasn't me at all. I don't know why I said that. Cheers. And you have to drink water too, because that's how this works from now on. All right, our magic has been sufficiently magicked. I am going to be grinding out research at the table, trading with our peck, and mostly hanging out until Monday, which is our next stream. And I thank you guys for joining me today. I'm like so surprised, but we've got all of our goals done. I guess we can check on the olivine, check off our checklist, and then call it for today. So we've got 13 green sapphire, which is actually a lot. That's more than I was anticipating. We've got 4 titanium, 3 tungsten, and 3 platinum. That's cool. And we've got 8 olivine, which is just under enough to do what we need to do. I think that's a good place to stop today. So glad I was able to catch the entire stream today. The last couple times I was busy. Yeah, this is an important one to catch because you get all the magic stuff, which I think is it's hard to learn otherwise. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Let's go find somebody to raid and then I'll say the stuff that I normally do. Who's playing today? Orange is here. Sebmafroz. Cat's Cozy Games is playing Path of Exile. Mr. Purple. Purpler. It's been a while. Let's hit up Purpler here, who's on a streamerversary. Yeah. All right. Remember to be kind to yourself and others. Do the best that you can. And create the world that you want to live in the little ways that you can, step by step. And enjoy the process. The goal is the process. Let's go raid Purpler and give them as much love as possible. And thank you for joining me today. Peace, everyone. Much love.